How can you get into the industry without experience? Coming up. Hello and welcome back to the Freelanceverse. Thanks for coming back once again this week. Sorry for the lack of upload last week. We are now back to regular videos every Monday. As I always say, and as I'm always reminded in the comments, most of you guys watching me are just starting out your freelance career, or maybe you're thinking about starting out. And one thing that we're all facing when we're starting out is a thing called the permission paradox. The permission paradox is a term that was first coined by the consulting company Spencer Stuart in their publication, The 5 Patterns of Extraordinary Careers. I'm going to link it down below. It's a really interesting read. The permission paradox is basically the infamous catch-22 in job recruiting, right? So you can't get the job without experience, but you can't get the experience without the job. Of course, you are faced with this in the beginning because probably after these studies you don't have any experience, and I see a lot of people complaining about it on LinkedIn in the comments. And this is what this video is about. People in general, humans in general, we don't really allow ourselves to take time. Right? If you are young, or if you feel that you're young, it doesn't really matter just whether you are or whether you feel you are. One of the greatest gifts you have is time, right? Time is so important, and you have a lot of them. So give yourself the time. Like, don't expect that you will make 1,000 euros a week or $1,000 a week just the first year once you start, right? It doesn't work like this. You have to give yourself 1, 2, 3 years of experience to build up your portfolio, to build experience. So then after like 2, 3 years, you can make this 1,000 euros a week, and not at the beginning, right? Give yourself the time to start. Like I did in the beginning, I wrote myself a 3 years plan. I actually made a video recently about Impostor Syndrome. That's another one I made. You can click here for that one. And the permission paradox ties in with the Impostor Syndrome in a big way, actually. Imagine you look at your CV and you don't see the necessary years of experience as a translator. You feel like, okay, I don't have the experience, I'm not good enough, okay, this is not made for me, right? So the permission paradox actually triggers Impostor Syndrome. It's really interesting how this ties in. And in the most extreme ways, this then deters you from following that dream that you have, right? And you go for another office job that you don't like in the end. So it's really important that you address this as early as possible, not complaining about it, but actually doing something about it. And that's exactly the tips I want to give to you today. We are in a unique situation in our job where we can actually change the permission paradox, right? It's not like a surgeon, for example, who actually has to prove the relevant years of experience in the residency, etc., to then become a surgeon, right? We can actually do something about it from our own homes. Give yourself 6 months to a year with these tips that I'm about to say, and you will have experience. It's easy as that. You just need to give yourself the time and to put the work in, of course. Sounds good? Let's get into it. Number 1 tip, obvious, build credentials, right? Either do a translation degree or do some kind of online lesson, online course. I'm going to put some links down below for some Coursera courses that you can follow. Any kinds of online credentials where you can actually show a diploma is super important, and it will help you a lot, especially if you are European. Number 2, build a network. I can't stress this enough. I mentioned it so many times on my channel already. Use LinkedIn, make connections, write meaningful content on there, send connection requests out with a little text saying what you like about this person, why you would like to connect, and then try to build a connection. Use Probst does now monthly meetups, virtual meetups. I've visited the last one and it was amazing. It was really good. The presenter introduces a topic, and then you go to a breakout table and you meet maybe 5, 6 other translators, and you can connect with them and, make a connection. Meetup.com is a great source to make connections. Conferences, if they are open again. At the moment it's virtual conferences, if that's your thing. And then also be creative. There is Discord, there's Reddit, there's Instagram, there's so many platforms where you can make connections with other translators. So use them, make the best of it. Facebook groups as well. So number 3, what I did, I got another job in the language industry. So not as a translator, but still in a translation agency. That's a very good tip for you as well. If you want to then use this as experience, it's very easy to kind of shape this this time when you work in a translation agency, for example, it's very easy to shape this into language experience, if you know what I mean. Number 4, and now we get more into the translation experience, actual experience kind of word. TED Talks is a great resource. You can go on the TED Talks website. I'm gonna, for all of these tips that come up now, I'm gonna show a screen recording of me showing where you can actually visit the page and look for information. All these TED Talks, they are translated into several different languages. It's really a real life application, so it doesn't matter whether you're paid or not. This is on a voluntary basis, by the way, as most of these are, but it doesn't matter to the client, right? Same goes with tip number 5, Translators Without Borders. I've mentioned this organization many times on my channel. It's probably the biggest and most well-known translator non-profit organization that is out there. And I've worked with them in the past. It's a great resource. I also go on their website a lot to just read about news, what they do. And of course, once you're established in the industry, you have to kind of weigh out how much time you can spend on volunteer charity work, basically. And definitely to start out, it's one of the best addresses. I would definitely go there. Next tip, YouTube videos. I always tell you, you can translate my videos if you would like to. You can send an email to freelanceverse@gmail.com. Definitely within a week, I'm gonna answer you and send you one of the SRT files, and you can then do the subtitles. And this is a great practice for you, and it's also a great experience you can use, right? I always tell people, use this as in your CV, put it in your LinkedIn that you did this for the channel. You can do this with anyone, with any YouTuber you like. Probably it's better if they are not the biggest YouTubers, because they won't answer you, or you get in touch with their personal assistants, etc., and it gets a bit annoying. But if you find channels around 1,000 to 10,000 subscribers, just ask them. I'm sure they are open to it. Another great tip, I haven't personally tried, but I've heard people do it, Wikipedia. Of course, we all know it's a huge platform of knowledge, basically, of information that's available in many different languages. And I'm going to show you a screen recording right now of where you can actually go. It's something called Wikipedia translation, and then there are articles that are in demand for translation to a certain language. So you can go on there and again do it on a voluntary basis, use it as experience. It's a great resource. Another tip that I really like is be creative, you know, and like go on, for example, on random websites, or a website that you know of a company that's maybe local to you, or not extremely huge, but you know them and you like them, and you go on their website and you see either it's not available in your language, or your language has maybe some errors in it, some stylistic things you would change, etc. And then try to approach them either in the DMs, private message, send an email, call them if you want, and you know, tell them just your website is not the most clean and I could offer my services for you. You can even try just translate this on your own. If you find a website that interests you, try and translate it on your own to just get better in your craft for practice. And if you're happy with your end product, you can send it to the company and say, look, I did this for you. Use it if you want. Don't use it if you don't want. If they use it as experience for sure. So there are a lot of creative ways that you can actually practice your craft while also then approaching the companies. And this tip is more a bit for later. When you found a few clients, you can offer samples. I checked out your website, it looks great, but I would do this and this differently. I would maybe localize it for a specific region in a country or on a continent, etc. Here is my sample, this is what I would do. If you like it, please get in touch with me. Things like this always leave a very good impression, because it doesn't look like just a general email that they probably get every day, right? And the last tip is more like a general shift in mindset, not really a tip. You have to realize that people hire you in the end for your potential and not for your track record, right? So if you can somehow convey to the client what you will offer to them, the potential, what they can reach a new country, maybe they can reach a new clientele, maybe younger people, maybe older people, depending on what kind of language you can convey with your translations, right? So try to offer them a new potential, and if you can really hit this mark, you know, if you can sell it correctly, they won't care about your track record. There you go. These are my tips that I can give you today. Remember, give yourself the time, because in the end, it's really, time is all you need and time is all you have in the end. So give yourself the needed time. If you do only half of these tips that I mentioned now for 6 months and a year, you have a portfolio, you can work from it, be creative. Of course, exaggerate a bit in the beginning. You know, don't lie, don't say you did this and this, but just be creative in how you portray your experience as well. Make sure to follow my tips also on how to find jobs. In the meanwhile, you can click here if you want to watch it. While you do these portfolio building things that I mentioned, also follow this video to find real life jobs. And when you do these two at the same time, then you maybe find some overlap. And once you have a portfolio, you already have an in with a client, and you can go from there. So get to work, get creative, don't complain, rather find a way around it, and you can really shape your own portfolio. And good luck while you do that. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to scroll down and subscribe. It really helps a lot. We are currently somewhere in the 3,000s of subscribers, and my goal is to reach 4,000 in July, so let's make that happen. Thanks for watching, and I see you next week with a different video. Hope you will be there. See you, bye bye.